Do you want to get 10 times more value out of your next conference? These 5 tips will help you learn the right things, connect with the right people, and make sure your time actually pays off. I'm in Prague, known for its stunning architecture, the beautiful red roofs, and also their cobblestone streets. I'm here for my favorite conference, WLPC, and I flew all the way across the world to attend this conference. And that's my first tip, is you've taken the time to travel, be away from home. You don't want to have any of these missed opportunities, so you really want to take advantage of your time at a conference and put yourself out there. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, that leads me to tip number 2. The best conversations are not made on the stage. They're actually in between sessions. That's where you want to make connections with people and have really meaningful conversations. And you'll actually learn so much more when you talk to somebody outside of a session or in between sessions. Tip number 2 is to learn and share. Feel free to share what your experiences have been at a conference with other people. But also, on the flip side, be very open to hearing what other people have to share, because you might actually learn quite a bit when someone's sharing their experiences with something you may not have encountered yet, or maybe with a technology that you're about to dive into. Being able to hear their perspective is going to be important and also very useful, valuable for you to take back home. Tip number 4 is being okay with skipping a session. Sometimes it's fine to skip a session because you could have a great conversation right after a session, maybe following the speaker as he's exiting and asking a simple question or getting a little bit of insight. Sometimes those conversations in between sessions are really great for catching up with somebody and being able to extend the conversation that you've had as you're walking to another session. You'll learn so much more than what you would pick up on a stage or in a technical session. You'll actually gain a lot more experience this way as you make more friends, make more connections. Skip a session and find out. All right, so tip number 5 is to follow up fast. Meaning after 48 hours of the event, you may want to follow up with the people that you connected with at the conference. Hit them up on LinkedIn, make that connection, and also send a personalized message when you make that connection. You're going to want to mention where you spoke to this person, how you met them, and that way you can create these long-lasting friendships as you continue to go back to these conferences where you'll meet these people again and again and again. That way you may end up just golfing with them at the next conference. So those are my 5 tips when it comes to going to a conference, how to get the most out of it, and going home feeling like you've been productive and you got a lot out of a conference. I did get a lot of tips on LinkedIn from other people who wanted to share their experience going to a conference. So Drew Lentz says to sit at a table where you don't know anyone and make new friends. Really great tip to introduce yourself to others. Andrew McHale says to be brave. He doesn't find it easy to walk up to an unknown group and join the conversation, but everyone at this event is super helpful or super friendly. You're not going to get laughed off by a group. And I think that's true because when I'm in a group conversation and somebody is trying to inch in, I will make some room for them so they can join the conversation. Troy Martin says, ask questions, be curious. Ask the same question to many people or ask different questions, whether a hallway conversation, sitting down at a table, out for dinner, mingling, or whenever. Also not applicable at the conference, but if you're going to skip a session altogether, allow others to join. So you might want to deregister if you're not going to join a session. That's a good tip. James Garinger says, always have a list of people that you may want to have a micro meeting with before you arrive. Message them on X or on LinkedIn, or ask another person for an introduction. And be sure to get about 10 minutes with that person. Jono says, go to dinner with a group, even if you have to invite yourself. He finds that the best conversations are not just the ones you have over coffee, but he gets so much more from talking to people over dinner afterwards when there's more time. Very true, because everyone's much more relaxed outside of the conference setting. Jono also provides another tip saying he makes sure that he doesn't rush off home quickly afterwards, like booking a flight home the following morning or getting the last train home that night. It's a good way to find out who else is staying after the conference, and you may be able to schedule a morning coffee or a morning walk, maybe go out and see town together. It's a great way to connect with people outside of a business setting and get to know someone more personally. So if you have any tips that you want to provide for a conference, put them down below in the comments, and I look forward to seeing them.